This is Space Like Adventure, a Sounds Like Adventure actual play all about a ragtag group of misfits overcoming their corporate overlords in the Expanse. Hey there, it's another episode of Sounds Like Adventure. It's me, Jack. How you going? Thanks for joining us last week as we kicked off Season 4 of Sounds Like Adventure, aka Space Like Adventure. In Episode 1, the crew were spending some time having some shore leave on Tycho Station after their strange event with the derelict ship, but the name Sebastian Pope was stuck in all of their minds. So it was a big surprise for them when a belter came into the bar that they were at speaking about Sebastian Pope. So this guy's name was Jimmy. The crew went over, they met him, and they followed up this lead. They went back to his house even, and he revealed to them that his brother has gone missing, and his brother went to work for Sebastian Pope. And to end last week's episode, he revealed a code phrase that his brother Franco had been given. And it was just one word written on a piece of paper. One word that meant so much to Mo. Opal. All right, let's get into it for today's episode. We're going to pick it up right where we left off last week. How does Mo react to seeing the word that lost him his job all those years ago? All right, let's get into it. So you guys are all currently, you're all at the makeshift home of Jimmy. So Jimmy is a belter. His brother went missing. And last he heard, his brother was going to work for someone called Pope. And he's just handed Flint a piece of paper that has a code phrase written on it. And Flint's just read that code phrase aloud, and the word is opal. So, Mo, what's going through your mind as you hear this? And what do you do?
I think Mo has suddenly had intense flashbacks to being let go from the Force. And yeah, I think Mo sort of very urgently struts forward and sort of snatches the paper out of Flint's hands and reads it, and then turns to Jimmy and says, "Now, Jimmy, I need you to think very carefully. Where did this opal phrase come from?"
From that Pope, I guess, because like he was going to work for Pope, so they said take this phrase and say it, and they'll let you in.
So it has to do with Pope. And then I think Mo immediately spins to Ataya and is like, "Princess, you heard of it?"
Firstly, do you mean the biblical Pope, the Pope from the Bible, or because everyone's saying Pope, 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 but like, do we mean Pope as in the Pope, or like Pope as in Sebastian Pope, Pope Industries Pope?
You know what we mean, Princess, and I need you to cut the shit and actually answer my question for once.
So you're asking, do I know anything about opal?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Anything specific? Anything that is of importance to the events that happened the other day?
Atea she's like fiddling with, she's fidgeting, unaware that she is. I just know that it clearly is important to you, important to a couple of people. So yeah, sure, I know about it. I don't know anything that happened on the ship that we saw, but sure, I know about it.
Okay. I think I have some relation with Pope. Not with Pope. Sorry. I have some relation with Opal. I've had a past and seen this name before.
Can I pause for a minute? because Atea is lying. To a degree.
Yeah.
But I want to give you the opportunity to like insight check that because I don't think it would be fair otherwise.
I guess, Mo has an intuition focus. Would that come into play?
Definitely.
Okay, let's roll that.
I don't know if there's a deception skill here.
It's a 12. Yeah, what would it combat? Would it be a intelligence or communication even?
Communication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I like a contested check. I don't know if that's necessarily the exact rule in the Expanse, but I find it fun. So yeah, let's do a communication here.
Just general, broad.
Yeah, I think there'd be a deception focus under communication. So if you don't have that, it's just a flat communication roll here. So can you beat a 12?
I rolled a 12.
Oh.
Meets it, beats it, or not?
But which way?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah, no.
I can roll again.
No, there is a rule in the Expanse RPG for breaking ties, and that is by using the number on the drama die. So who has the higher number on the drama die?
Is that the stunt points?
The other colored die.
Oh.
Wait, but it's the same again.
We've got two.
It's 2.
Okay, cool. Let's roll them bones again, guys. Hey.
Woo! Soft lock.
Alrighty.
Well, look. 12 again.
All right, here we go. I rolled an 18.
Oh.
All right.
So to bring us back in, yeah, Taya, you can tell she's withholding information. I can't say how much, but like, I guess you can't tell. Actually, I take it back.
No.
You're convinced.
I think Mo would still think that you know more. Whether you do or not is.
Cass is not at liberty to say how much she does know.
Yeah.
All right. So
Mo just says.
Yeah.
I guess we leave it at that for now. Now, Jimmy, I'm going to give you my contact details. If Franco comes up, I think you need to reach out to me or us.
Yeah. Thank you. He doesn't like have a hand terminal or anything to like take information off. Like he just probably gave you his only scrap of paper even.
Okay, Mo writes down like, you know what I mean, on the paper or something, or just lets him know that he just says, look, we're serving on Abzul's bounty on an ice hauler. If anything comes up, seek us out.
Yeah.
Jimmy, where did Pope recruit? Like, have Pope recruiters come back since?
I don't know how he got the job, like he's just like, like I don't know much, like I just been around here, but like I never heard of Pope before. I never heard of Pope Enterprises before. I never heard of that before. Like out here, it's the Tycho manufacturing and engineering concern. That's the business that I know about. That's what I grew up around. And like they won't even hire people like me. Like she was saying that this guy's even bigger than Tycho. Like why'd they hire my brother?
did he have any really good skills?
Oh, he was so funny. Hey, like
No, I mean like useful skills.
Oh, well, could you please find him? Like, I know the Eartha cop asked me to tell you if I find him, but could you tell me if you find him?
Yeah, we'll try to.
Do you mean like me personally or like the general group here?
Just anyone. Like, you seem like you're not totally into this, if I'm being honest, but if anyone else seems reasonably helpful.
No, I just look, I know that Pope Enterprises is a big company, a big one. I'm sure that people fall through the cracks all the time. So chances are he's probably fine and is just on some other ship somewhere. I can tell you from experience that Pope Industries, they're not going to let you down and they care about their employees. And, every individual is what makes it count in the end. So chances are he's probably just taken a vacation, or maybe he's picked up work higher up the ladder. You get really absorbed into things when you work for them. So look, we'll keep an eye out. I'll keep an eye out. I got contacts, but I wouldn't worry so much.
Oh, well, thank you. That's relief. Sounds like you know quite a lot about Pope Enterprises. Did they look after you?
Yeah, they still are.
Oh, okay. Seems, yeah, cool. So
Before we head off, Jimmy, he's gonna Flint's gonna put his hand on his shoulder. I'm anything but a man of my word, and you quite literally showed me your card. So we boarded a ship that was shot by a rail gun, and on it there was a bunch of dead people.
Whoa! Hey, hold, Flint, hold on.
There was this gentleman that was kind of strapped to a bed, and before he kind of like his eyes did weird stuff, he said Pope, and then he died. So there's a bit of information overload for you, but it wasn't sitting right with me that I didn't re-share the information after you were being so forthcoming. So we'll look out for your brother, though.
oh,
Atea goes up to Flint. And she grabs him by the ear and she pulls him down. She says, "What? Why would you share that information with a man who is clearly not okay? And we also don't know anything. Just listen, Jimmy, listen, this man, he's not well. You know how like you're going into bars, being sad, getting kicked out of bars? He is the same. So listen, while that is the information that happened, that's a lot, but he's also exaggerating. And you should just stick to what I said. I can promise you. Number one, Pope Enterprises current, maybe ex-employee who's to say, they got you covered and you got nothing to worry about. Right, Flint?"
I don't really care for Pope all that much. And if anybody from Pope tries to talk to you, I would advise avoiding that if possible. I know you don't have a way of directly communicating with us, but we dock in here fairly frequently, so we'll be sure to check back in. And if we do somehow come across your brother, we'll come right back here to let you know.
Gosh, you're so fun, Flint. So fun.
can I get a communication test from each of you to see who he listens to from that exchange?
Okay, a flat communication test, or because I have bargaining and leadership.
No, I don't think you're displaying bargaining or leadership or anything.
Ooh.
What was that?
I have etiquette. Does etiquette come into this?
This is a good boy doing etiquette.
No, it doesn't. It's okay. We'll just roll.
From what you did before, where you just brutally dropped that information on him.
Hey, he shared information with me.
But with his etiquette, Flint did it with his pinky raised. And it was fine.
He did do it out of a sense of etiquette in a way, because he was like, I promised I would give you this information. Why not? Yeah, let's go. Chuck your etiquette in there.
The whole group arguing for the check.
I was going with bargaining there. I was like,
bargaining.
what about seduction?
17 with etiquette.
17? Can you beat a 17, Atea?
Can I seduce him?
No.
I also rolled a 17.
Oh.
And who got more stunt points?
Sorry, no. 6.
Sorry, it's not stud points on this one. It is the number on the drama die that breaks it. So
I got a 6 on the drama die.
I rolled a 5 on the drama die.
Oh.
On the drama die.
Drama die.
To be fair, I do think that he should probably definitely listen to Otter.
So yeah, he looks at Flint and he's like, "Yeah, okay." Obviously, just like shaken by the story that you told him and picturing his brother in that kind of horrible scenario. Just like, yeah, if you find him, just even if something bad happened to him, Can you please let me know?
Absolutely. I think Flint's going to look back at Shrike and Trevor as he's kind of people who he thinks understands how the ship works the most, the ice hauler. Can we take this kid? Can we give him a job? I don't know how this works.
And I could ask Savine.
Yeah,
I
why
mean,
not?
he let me in. I was like in the
Can
same
you-
situation as this kid, so
You look like you need some kind of a leader in your life to give you direction. And, well, I don't think you find much better than me. So let's see if we can give you a job.
You know,
Atea
can
rolls her
Shrike just like
eyes.
sneak in and go, "Don't listen to that guy."
it's just
Like every other thing he said was really good, but like that leadership part, he does check. Oh, he does nothing.
How old are you, Jimmy?
I think he's like realizing that there's another belter here. Is like about to
She's got,
belter
like-
loader like. Well,
Oh yeah.
Like,
Mm.
are these guys for real? Like, is this? What is happening? Why are they?
She just kind of like stares at him and she goes, "I don't know. I really don't. I wish I could tell you. I really wish I could tell you. But they make me like lose my mind, and I just don't. I don't talk anymore. I just listen. There's like, why are you saying these things? You know."
You grew up
But,
on Tycho, yeah? You're from
I
Tycho.
did. I actually grew up around these parts.
How'd you get this job?
So basically, one day I was trespassing on Absu's bounty. Savine found me, was gonna throw me out the airlock, but he just let me in.
Oh,
So should be dead actually.
so trespass is what you're saying.
No, don't do that. Don't. I'm saying don't do that.
Okay.
Look, what if I could try to talk to our chief engineer?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you could have a job with me. It could, like how
The guy who's
I
like
started off.
pretty chill with trespassing, that guy.
Well, he wasn't chill at all. He was actually very scary.
Okay.
But he's actually very nice. His name's Savine.
Okay.
Yeah. But I don't know if I could live with myself if I let you just stay here, because I know these parts aren't. And she just kind of like trails off and kind of stares at him. It's like, you know how it is.
You know about the loader. You know how it is. You get by. We do it. Well, yeah. Well, like I won't say no, of course. Like thank you, but I'll believe it when I see it, type of thing.
She kind of like looks back at everyone. Who's like, can we bring him? Can we take him with us?
I don't think we have
please?"
the authority to do. I mean, you guys don't have the authority.
You have the junior executive officer. Right here, but-
Honestly, like if you just talk it up to Savine, maybe like the captain, but I don't really know the captain that well. But Savine, maybe
Look, like
could just.
that guy. Talking to Shrike again, like that guy, the main talking man. He seems like a good guy, but I don't know if he totally knows what he's talking about. So maybe like, look, this has been kind of full on. I've been trying not to think about Franco for a little bit, but I might just go to bed for a little bit. And
well-
like, if there's a job, like, yeah, cool. But like, I'm not dying here or anything like that. I'm getting by. I'm sure a job will come up at some point, maybe.
I
Hopefully
think
not.
it will too. I think we should just,
Just don't trespass anywhere. I feel like that was misguided. I don't do that. Okay.
Okay.
And
won't
like, can I just like butt in out of character?
Mm.
Like, I'm just gonna be that guy. Shrike's used to have an old apartment here that she doesn't live in anymore.
Mhm.
Can she like try to remember where her keys are? It's like,
Yeah,
what if? Yeah,
totally.
should I roll for that, or should I just?
Yeah, definitely. No. Like, I think you can just be like,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
hey, I have a place. Do you want to come and
Yeah.
crash in my place?
So she fumbles a little bit. She's like silent. So like it's just this like long awkward pause, and she's like, there it is. So if you just go down around like southeast of here, and she like hands him an apartment key, is like it's a very shitty place. But my sister and I used to live there, and it's just safer than being out here, I think.
Wow. Yeah.
Also, I don't live there anymore, so I don't know, dust mites maybe.
Well, I sleep in the bed when you're not there. You sleep when I'm not there.
Well-
I don't. That's what belters do that in this world. So you wouldn't actually be grossed out.
Yeah,
by that,
yeah.
would you?
No, that's just me, Jazzy.
Yes, I know.
It's
Sorry.
like, oh, okay.
So it's like, yeah, it's what, like inside, like we're
Yeah,
always
like-
inside, obviously in the station, but inside, like obviously totally change, like life-changing thing for this guy.
She looks like actually so distraught right now, but she's like trying to hide that. It's like, yeah, just somewhere to for you.
Yeah, so he's just like starts busily gathering up his stuff, and he's just like, oh, well, I'm so glad I bumped into you guys. Like, this is so great. I got kicked out of the bar, which just kind of sucks, but now I have a house. Like, that's crazy. So, hey, you know where to find me if you find Franco, right?
Yeah. Just keep yourself safe. All right.
Will do. Sort of just gets busy. They got a lot of stuff to pack up. So, what do you guys do?
Trevor's gonna give him a hug.
So that's it.
He's just gonna walk up in an hour, just like pick him up. It's like, and we're gonna talk to Savine as well,
Yeah, cool.
just in case.
So I think it's like a bit bone is crunching for like this skinny young belter to get hugged by like the first in-all that he's ever seen that is as big as him. It's like, oh, okay, yeah.
Sorry, mate. Sorry.
Yeah, cool. Like, the house is sick though. Like, anything else, like the icing on the cake at this stage. Like, yeah. And yeah, he starts packing up.
Mo just goes, well, let's leave Jimmy to it. I think we have some things to do with the bounty in the morning, so we should call it. Like pointedly says it to everyone, as in like, it's our cue to go. Let's go.
Great. So you guys head out.
I want to speak to Mo briefly before we go, if that's possible.
Okay. Let's squeeze in a quick chat to Mo.
Okay. So Teo wanders up to Mo. She kind of nudges him a bit. She says, so, Opal, how much do you know?
Not a lot, and I want to rectify that.
Okay. If you could just give me a quick download on how much you do know so that I can kind of meet us where I can find where we're at, you know?
All I know is that it's some sort of tech company with enough sway to get me kicked off the force.
Okay.
For no reason.
For no reason. Not because you're an alcoholic.
Oh, wasn't beforehand. Am now.
When did you get kicked off the force? How long ago?
A couple years. Took me a while to get on the ship, to pick myself up off the floor.
Okay.
I didn't know they were connected with Pope, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, they are. And there's so much to learn from each other, isn't there?
The more I find out, the more it comes back to Pope.
Pope Enterprises.
Great.
The one and the same.
So you guys leave Jimmy's home, and as you walk along, some stuff starts to happen. So you see a young man in a crisp white button-down shirt tucked into a pair of grey slacks cycle up to you on a bicycle. It's like, slides up to you guys.
Sick kid.
He does like a finger gun at Trevor. And he stops the bike in front of you and smiles a big friendly smile, and he says, "Hey there, pals. My name is Oliver, and my boss, Elder Birch, sent me to collect you. So let's go."
Yeah, we ain't going nowhere with you, buddy. Who's this Birch?
So the strangest thing happens with Oliver. He's just so positive that like every time he speaks, it's like you can just hear some type of music.
Each one person does.
That's
So
crazy.
I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, of course.
I'm sure you've heard of us. And don't you worry, I put my pants on one leg at a time, just like everyone else. And as you know, we're one of the biggest benefactors of the taiko manufacturing and engineering concern. So you guys are all aware of the Mormons. They're a surviving religious group from old Earth, and their big goal is that they want to leave the solar system and find God in the stars. So they have paid the Taiko Manufacturing and Engineering Concern, the company that owns Taiko Station and its shipyards, to build a generation ship, a ship they call the Nauvoo. But recently, during the Eros incident, the ship was commandeered and it was thrown at a rogue space station. And it's currently being recovered from deep space after it missed its target and sailed into space. So they have big offices on Taiko Station where they keep an eye on this project. And Oliver continues. He says, Elder Birch is the highest ranking Mormon on Taiko Station. And I'm not at liberty to say, but he has some aligned interest with these belters that I've seen you've been talking with. And he has an offer that he'd like to make you.
Yeah, I don't really take offers from people with imaginary friends. You can get back on your bike and head off that way.
Great. Yes, friends, I apologize. I'm not at liberty to disclose more of the details of what Elder Birch is coming to speak to you with, but I might say that he is one of the richest and most wealthy men on this station, involved with many corporate enterprises, and has a great number of connections. And I believe, once again, his interests align with these belters, which I believe perhaps align with your own.
Connections to other corporations? Great. No, you know what? I'll be right there for you.
Wonderful. So if you'll just follow me, I'll take you to the offices.
Alrighty, Roo. And she's going to follow him.
Everyone else coming along?
Mo would look at it and be like, really, really, princess, just any opportunity. Like, no digression at all? Okay.
She turns around to Mer, she smiles, and she smiles to him, and she goes, I just want to get out of here.
As do we all.
So he gets off his bike and he walks along next to it, and he leads you out of the area where Jimmy lives. So most people on Taiko Station work blue-collar jobs because it's largely a shipyard. But there's a few bits of like cushier accommodation, and the Mormons have like an office in that area of the ship. So the area of the space station, rather. So you're taken into the office, and you are very quickly ushered into Elder Birch's large office. So the room is... This is not quite right. This room is large and well lit and carpeted. You see a large collection of books on the wall with simulated wood. It's probably the largest collection of real books that any of you have ever seen. There's a large wooden desk that dominates the room, 5 chairs laid out in front of it, and family photos and paintings of Joseph Smith. Elder Birch hasn't entered the room yet, so you guys have a few minutes to sort of have a look around. What do you guys get up to?
Is it all of us? Or because I was like, oh, I'm coming, but did everyone else come, or is anyone else like hanging outside?
No, Mo tagged alone.
Okay.
I assume you all went.
Okay. Can I grab one of the books and see if anything interests me?
Yeah, sure. It's like, number of encyclopedias, a number of non-fiction books, things like that. But there is one book that is not on the bookshelves that probably stands out most to you. It's sitting prominently displayed on the desk. And it's a black book with gold letters, and it says the Book of Mormon on it. That's the most prominent book in the room.
Atea leans into the group and she says, so, listen, obviously, none of us are here for this stuff. Does anyone know about their hoo-ha religion?
I know that they believe that there's some guy out there in space that they want to get to, but
no,
they never interested me.
There's a man out in space we all want to get to.
Oh, we know that you want to get to him, but not the one that you're thinking of. They think God is out there.
God's on Earth.
Yeah, I ever am concerned about your mental health, princess.
Great. Anyone else having a look around the room? Anything anyone wants to have a look at before this person walks in?
I think Flint's just going to stare daggers at the book.
Can Mo just? I just want to canvas the room a little bit, like use like my, you know what I mean, investigator mind to be like, can I get a bit of insight on this guy and how he thinks, how he feels?
Yeah, okay, sure. So I feel like I need a check of some kind on that. What do we have for you? Yeah, give me another. So you want to figure out about him. You want to get a read of him.
Just get a bit of a read. Is he an organized, like well presented person, or?
Well, yeah, I think definitely an intuition roll is very very apt here. So
awesome.
Give us a roll. No target number on this one.
16.
Good stuff. With a 16, so you clock a lot of things in this room. So it's reasonably ostentatious. So there's all these big oil paintings all around the room of Joseph Smith, the Mormon figure. You know, there's him holding golden plates. There's him in front of these golden angels. And then you see family photos. And in those family photos, you see an older man, and behind him just dozens and dozens of people of differing ages. And yeah, so I think the thing that you clock here is that religion is obviously extremely important to this guy, and his family is very important to him as well.
Okay. All right.
And specifically, like Mormonism specifically is what is so important to him, not just religion in general, the idea of faith or anything like that, the furthering of Mormonism.
Okay.
Great. All right. So after that happens, some time passes and an older man with white hair and a well-kept but full beard enters the room, and he makes his way over to the desk where he takes a seat and he starts to speak. And there's 5 chairs laid out in front of the desk as well for you guys to sit. He says, "My friends, thank you for joining me today. I'm aware this is a bit unusual, but I believe we may have some aligned interests."
And what might that be, Mr. Birch?
Well, as you know, we have been building the generation ship, the Nauvoo, and things were going well until recently when Fred Johnson, in his infinite wisdom, decided to throw our ship at a space station and then miss. But, you know, I digress. So 2 of our scientists have gone missing in peculiar circumstances. Dr. Anna Bragenholm and Dr. Matteo Seri, both of whom they were vital to the Nauvoo project. And we have noticed some similarities with some Belters who have gone missing from the station.
How long ago did they go missing?
Some time now. So Dr. Bragenholm went missing just over 3 months ago, and Dr. Siri went missing 3 weeks ago. We thought perhaps Dr. Bragenholm may have left of his own volition, but with Dr. Siri's disappearance, we believe something has happened.
And where do we come into this, Mr. Birch? We have nothing to do with your god hunt.
Of course. Here on Tycho Station, everything goes through Fred Johnson, and therefore through the OPA. So the OPA is something we'd like to avoid. So you guys are aware that the OPA stands for the Outer Planets Alliance, and it's this sort of like semi-terroristic group that is like loosely banded together Belter pirates, essentially, mostly. But most publicly, there is Fred Johnson. So Fred Johnson is a famous former Earth naval officer, but he had a pivotal moment in his career where he left Earth and became a representative for Belters. So he's now the public leader of the OPA, and he's trying to make it like a legitimate organization working as almost a type of government for Belters. But due to the nature of the OPA being like disconnected cells, like there's still just a lot of chaos that goes down in the name of the OPA. So it's a very complicated relationship. So you guys know that, as he mentions that he wants to keep the OPA out of this, and he says, so that's where you come in as folks who have seemed to express some interest in what's happening to the Belters.
We're just ice holes, Mr. Birch. I don't see what we can do for you.
We might be able to do something. Your little, I don't know, minion on the bike, cute. He said that you might have some contacts or connections to other big and more important organizations. Is that true?
Of course, this is the Church of Latter-day Saints. We extend across many businesses, many enterprises. It's not, most elders don't get the luck to be able to just work and further the faith like I get to do. Most have to work jobs, you see.
So if I help you, would you be able to get me in contact with anyone in the upper echelons of I don't know, spitballing any random company, Pope Industries?
Within reason, of course. I could find someone for you to speak with. I could request a letter of recommendation or something like that for you.
We will absolutely, I mean, I would be more than happy to lend a helping hand to this poor churchman and help find his little worshippers, you know?
Well, these scientists are vital to the Nauvoo project. So I'd be more than willing to help if we were able to restore the progress that we have lost on this project by these scientists going missing. And of course, a monetary component as well. I understand how things work. We would pay you. And he discloses a figure that is like essentially about 3 months of your guys' wages each.
Okay. Atea, I guess, turns to like the group. And she says, you guys were all about helping out someone in need earlier today. This guy's in the same predicament, okay? Offering us cold hard cash, that's a lot of credits. That could get us a lot of places, you know? You could buy some, you know, new shampoo, Flint, Mo, maybe some clothes that fit. So I don't know, you know, this guy is offering us what we were offering that other guy for free. So I say we go for it.
Hold your horses, princess. He hasn't actually told us what he wants us to do yet.
He said people have gone missing. I'm assuming point A, point B, find people. And if that's what we're doing anyway, like, look, if you want to say no, I'm just going to say yes and do it myself. Probably do a better job than you ever could.
So
Well, if I could shed some light on that portion, perhaps.
You may.
I would like for you to continue the investigation. It seems you have already started by speaking to the Belter, and I would like you to fold in looking for the scientists, because I believe they are connected.
Now that sounds like something we can do.
As I say, I believe our interests are aligned.
Sounds all groovy like a drive-in movie to me.
I like this one. There's more rhymes. Wonderful.
Mr. Birch, Daddy always said that faith was for those who didn't have the skills or prowess to actually go out and get the job done. So why don't you have anyone in your fleet of kind of throws a gesture towards the book? Your followers don't have anyone who can go out and find your missing scientists for you? Too dangerous? Too scared?
As soon as Flint said daddy, I just need audio listeners to know everyone winced.
Are you your attention here? Are you like trying to off-put him a little bit by saying this?
Yeah, I'd say so. It's kind of just trying to understand why we have to do it.
I think you're stunned by how this rolls off him, this reaction, and he says, "My friend, what we do here is different than what you do, and that's fine. And your father is right. We can't do this. So we are enlisting people like yourselves who can."
And do you have a vested interest in the missing belters as well, or is it only your beloved scientists?
All people are important. All people are valuable, of course. But the Nauvoo project is what is paramount to us, absolutely. But as I say, this is a happy incident. I believe all parties can leave happy.
You got any information that you think we don't have that might help us start this?
I do. I have several dossiers on the scientists who have gone missing, and I would be happy to share them with you, just so long as you agree to undertake this investigation.
Well, I'm in. Absolutely.
One's in. All right. Hey, what about the rhymer? You over there, you in as well?
I mean, just extends his hand out. Firm handshake.
Are you in like Michael Flynn?
Ooh, I like that one.
Yeah. Anyone else?
Put that down.
I think Mo looks at Flint
I think
at this moment.
Flint is going to look back at Shrike and kind of just sense check.
She doesn't like this guy at all. I think the instant he started talking about missing belters, like her face just kind of drops and she goes, "Do you even know the names of the people that have gone missing or just your scientists? Do you even care about belters or is it just your scientists?"
I believe the belter who you spoke to today's name was Jimmy, and his brother who went missing's name was Franco, I do believe. It pains me terribly, terribly what has happened to these displaced individuals. But I would be lying if I told you, if I didn't tell you the truth, that the Nauvoo project is vitally important to all of my people.
Quick question, Mr. Birch. Was Franco the first belter to go missing? Because you seem like you know.
Can Shrike actually pipe in before he answers? Like she immediately after Mo says that, she goes, "He isn't," but doesn't elaborate.
Your friend here is correct, yes. But might I say, the authority of this station took our ship and threw it at a space station. Who would you have us go to in this instance? This is genuinely the first opportunity that has arisen. How many folks out there are... Let me ask you, my belter friend, how many folks out there are going and offering help to these belters?
I think when she says that, she just goes, "Damn, he's right. God damn it, I didn't want to agree with you." And she just kind of rolls her eyes and she goes, "Not a lot of people do that."
And we are not in the position that we can do this ourselves, as so eloquently established by your friend just earlier. And we are offering payment for this. We're not saying don't help the Belters. Help them, of course. But the scientists are what are most important to us.
Come on,
Okay.
Shrike, a friend in need, right?
I was about to say, like, if no one speaks, she looks at Flint, and she's, for once, and don't let this get to your head, I'm talking, like, out of character, she goes, I'll do whatever you do, Junior XO.
Mo looks at the both and says, well, I'm in if you two are in.
I mean, I was the first in, so really you're all in if I'm in.
Well, look, you don't really, like, no offense or anything, but your opinion does not matter to me right now. Like, no offense, of course.
Yeah, we'll find you missing scientists and the Belters.
And then you can find me a contact at Pope Enterprises.
Stands up from his desk and he says, okay, let's get started.
And there you go. Episode 2 of Season 4 of Sounds Like Adventure, aka Space Like Adventure. And what have the crew gotten themselves into? Can Elder Birch really be trusted? Well, to find out more, make sure you check out the next episode of Space Like Adventure on a Tuesday next week. And to make sure you don't miss that episode, head over to the podcast app that you're listening to this on right now, subscribe to or follow the show. And hey, if you haven't already done it, please leave a 5-star review. It means so much and it helps the show out. And I would personally be really, really grateful. So please, if you could take the time, thank you so much. So now this Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, we are live again for another Space Like Adventure live stream. So head over to our Twitch page, check it out. Otherwise, I will catch you next week for the next episode of Space Like Adventure.